If you've been on your feet for most of the day, or perhaps you've just come from a walk or a hike, similarly, if you've been sitting all day, today's class will help to relieve some of that pressure or tiredness in your back and legs. So let's begin with our legs up the wall. You can come to sit as close to the wall as possible and lay on your side. As you begin to roll onto your back, start to shoot your legs up the wall. Now, if you don't have free wall space, you can kick your heels up onto a chair, a couch, or bench instead. Elevating the legs is great because it takes pressure off of the legs and helps to circulate the blood from the legs back up to the heart. You can have your arms out to the side like I have here, or you can have them down your side closer to your body, whatever feels comfortable. Feel free to take a pillow or a blanket underneath the head for extra comfort, or you can move away from the wall if the stretch in the back or the legs is too intense at the moment. Start to close your eyes or just soften your gaze towards the ceiling or the wall, whatever you decide to do. Can you give your body permission to do absolutely nothing? Notice all of the points of your body that are in contact with the floor. Can you allow those areas to be heavier? Use this opportunity to allow your body to wind down and recover. I invite you now to take a deep breath, hold for a moment, and then open the mouth to release. One more time, big deep breath, feeling the back and the belly expand, and release. Begin to pay special attention to your breath over the next few moments, observing its rhythm and the quality of each breath. Next, we'll start to cross our right ankle over our left thigh, forming a number 4 shape with our legs. Stay right here if you can feel the stretch in your glute and the intensity is just right for you. The more you bend the left leg, the more intense the stretch will be. Use your right arm as a kickstand to support that knee and allow it to relax. To take the stretch a little further, you can weave the arms through the legs and hug them in close to your chest. Listen to your body and take it back a notch if it feels too much. No need to do all the variations today, but maybe it's something that you work towards if flexibility is your goal. Let's release our legs back to the wall for a moment. And whenever you're ready, we'll start to take this shape onto the other side. Let's release the feet back to the wall, keeping the knees bent, and start to separate the feet away from each other, keeping the knees in line with the heels. So we're coming into this reclined squat variation. The more you bring your heels closer to the body and the knees towards the floor, the more intense the stretch will be. We'll start to bring the knees and feet back to center, and right away we'll come off the wall but keep our feet glued together as we open the knees like a book, making a diamond shape with our legs. Grab hold of your feet and pull them towards you. And if this shape is just not for you today, you can always come back into that wall squat that we were just in. Or you can rest the edges of the feet against the wall, maintaining this diamond shape. Let's release the feet back to the wall with the arms out to the side in a T shape. And this time turn the palms down towards the mat. This is going to serve as our anchors as we start to take the hips and knees to one side. And right before they land, we'll press into the hands and come to the other side. Just bringing some gentle movement into the lower back. Finally, we'll land our hips and knees to one side, right onto the floor. Go ahead and flip your palms up now. Perhaps you're gazing towards the ceiling or over the opposite shoulder. I invite you now to inhale to fill the chest and exhale to soften into the twist. Do this a few more times if it feels good. And then come back to your natural rhythm of breath. Let's start to take the knees and the hips back up to center, shifting them from side to side once again. And whenever you're ready, you can land on the opposite side. Inhaling to make space and exhaling to soften into the twist. Let's bring our legs back to center and slowly make our way up, coming onto one side, meeting in a tabletop shape. Once we're there, we'll take the big toes to touch and take the knees wide. Bring the belly towards the floor, reach the arms forward, coming into a child's pose. Begin to lift the gaze and make your way into a tabletop shape. From there, shift the left hand closer to the edge of the mat. Inhale to reach the right hand towards the ceiling, opening the chest. And then exhale, come down, reach the hand through to the left side, just tap the shoulder. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, tap the shoulder. Once more, inhale to reach, and finally exhale to rest the shoulder and the head onto the mat, reaching that bottom arm through. Really fan out the tailbone a lot to relax the belly. I'm going to show you a variation here for those of us with bigger chests or bigger bodies, or for those of us who want to take some pressure off of that bottom shoulder. We can use a block to rest the head, and this brings some height and makes space between the chest and the floor, just allowing us to bring more softness into the neck and shoulders. Whichever variation you've chosen, go ahead and crawl those left fingertips towards the top of the mat. We'll start to slide that top hand towards the body and begin to push ourselves back into a tabletop. Start to shift the right hand towards the edge of the mat, reach up with the left fingertips, and exhale to tap the shoulder. Inhale to lift, open the chest, exhale to tap. One last time, inhale to reach, and then exhale to land the shoulder, the head onto the mat or your block. Start to bring that right hand towards the body, making our way into a tabletop, moving the block off to the side and bringing the blanket onto the middle of our mat. Coming back into a tabletop shape. Let's start to bring the hips high, lifting the hips, forming a V shape with our bodies. This is our downward facing dog, really stretching out the whole back chain at once, the back of the legs, the back. See if you can allow the neck to be soft, bending the knees any amount. Start to take a peek at your hands, shift them to the right, and then step the left foot to the top of the mat. Land the back knee onto the blanket and stay here if this is enough stretch for you. Otherwise, you can slide the front foot closer to the top, bringing your hands along with you. Feel free to take a block underneath the hands if you need a little bit of height. Can you allow the hips to be heavier? Next, start to grab hold of your right ankle and press down as you shift your hips back, stretching out the left hamstrings, keeping that knee bent any amount. Notice how the stretch feels when you flip the toes up and down. Good. Bend back into the front knee, release the hands back to the mat, lift the leg back to meet the right, and come back into a downward facing dog. Take a peek at your hands, shift them to the left, and step the right foot to the top of the mat. Land the back knee onto the blanket. Again, using the block for height if needed. Shift the front foot forward to bump up the intensity and stay here for a breath or two. Now grab hold of your front ankle, ground it into the mat, and then shift the hips back. Let's start to bend into the front knee, release the hands back onto the mat. This time, lift your back knee off the mat and begin to turn to the left, straightening both legs. Toes now face the side. Inhale to straighten the arms, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, can you allow your chest to come closer to the thighs? Use that block for extra height and bend the knees any amount. Let's inhale to lift the gaze, bend the knees, take one hand to the thighs at a time to lift the chest. Keep those knees bent, and from here start to dip one shoulder to the center and then the other. And as you dip the shoulder, you're gently opening the knee at the same time. Start to come all the way up to standing, and that's where we will end today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful week.